Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video we have already seen how to install R on our machine. So now in this video I just want to introduce you to an IDE, like integrated development environment, which is specifically built for R, and it is called RStudio. So what I will do is I will just go and fire up my favorite browser, which is Mozilla Firefox, and I will type in RStudio. So once I type in RStudio and hit enter, my first two results are showing RStudio desktop and download RStudio. I will go with the first link. It says RStudio desktop. I will click on it, and here it comes, my RStudio desktop download page. Over here, once I scroll down, there are two requirements for RStudio. One is that you need to install R prior to installing RStudio, and RStudio requires 3.6.0 plus version of R. So I have already downloaded and installed R. Now what I will do is I will just go ahead and install RStudio. To install RStudio, I just need to download it. So I will click on download. I have previously downloaded RStudio. My internet download manager shows me that duplicate download link. I'll just click OK, and I'll open the folder where my RStudio is downloaded. So you can see it is in my computer downloads and programs. So here I will fire up RStudio installation wizard. Once I double click, it asks me for whether you want to proceed with the installation or not. I'll say yes, and then I'll click on RStudio setup. I have come into RStudio setup wizard. I'll click on next. It asks for the destination folder. I'm okay with the default destination folder, whatever it chooses, and I'm clicking on install. So over here it can take some time depending upon the speed of your computer and whatnot other factors. Let us resume after a short span of time. As you can see, the installation is progressing. Once the progress bar reach 100%, we will resume again. So here we are, almost installation completed. Yes, completing RStudio setup. RStudio has been installed on your computer, and click finish to close the setup. Now I am clicking on finish. Now I just want to find out where my RStudio is installed. So I'll minimize the browser and my installation wizard. It doesn't show anywhere on my desktop. What I will do is I will go to my start menu, and over here I can directly see RStudio in my recently added items. I can also come down a little bit and try to check for RStudio which is installed latestly. What I will try to do is I will try to create a shortcut on my desktop. So I'm selecting RStudio and I'm coming to more options, and I'm opening the file location. So here I have my RStudio shortcut. I will try to open this particular location as well, and within the program files RStudio folder I have my RStudio application. What I will try to do is I will just try to create a shortcut. I will say send to my desktop to create shortcut. Yes, so once I created a shortcut, it shows right up here on my desktop. I'm closing all the windows, and now I am trying to open up my RStudio. I'm double clicking on the shortcut whatever I have created just right now, and hopefully like the RStudio should pick up the default version of R which I have already installed in my previous video. So it's just loading up. and here we are. So this is a script which I have created earlier. I just don't want to save anything. So this is how the RStudio IDE looks like. It will just fire up the console, and it has something called environment, history, connections and tutorials over the right pane, and I have files, plots, packages, help, documentation, viewer and presentation on my right bottom. This should have been loaded by right now. Let me pause a little bit and see what happens. Okay, here we are. It's asking for some default application privileges, and I'm just clicking on all the privileges whichever I can give over the network, and I'm giving access. So once I come to my R console, it still is in progress. Session suspended, timeout passed, a child process is running. So what I will try to do is I'll just close all the environment and click all control delete, open up my task manager, more details, and I will check for any RStudio related process which is running. I don't find any right now, so let me fire up RStudio once again. Yes, now the terminal has opened up. So this particular terminal is, this console is directly equivalent to the console whatever we get once we open R. So here our default R console looks like this, and I'm closing it. Do you want to spare the workspace? No. And this particular console is very much equivalent to the console whatever we are trying to see right now. What I will try to do is I will just try to create some variables and see like whether the variable values are being printed out or not. I can use RStudio as a calculator and do some basic mathematical calculations, and it all works fine. One of the key features of RStudio is that it will try to create some scripts, and in order to create a script, here we want to come to the file and open a new project, new file, and say R script. There is a shortcut key to it as well, which is Ctrl+Shift+N, and I'm not going to use this particular way of creating a new file. Instead, I will come to this plus icon, which is shown right in the left topmost corner, and it says new file. I will click on the new file, and from here I will try to open up R script. So I have opened up R script. What I will try to do is like I will say this is my initial R script. So I will say initial R script creating variables. Creating variables. So once you can see like I have included a hash over here. It is nothing but commenting, and for the next line to be commented, I will just again come and hit Shift 3, I suppose, and here I just want to create RStudio version is equal to 4.6.1 or whatever it is. Basically you can see the version of R over here in the console. It says R version 4.5.1. so I'll just say I'll just say 4.5.1, and hopefully this should give me some sort of error, I suppose, because 4.5 means a decimal place, but 4.5.1, let us see what happens. So it says numeric constant, whatever it could be. If I try to give it 4.5, it should accept it. Yes, now RStudio version 4.5 is accepted. If at all I want to recheck RStudio version, so here you can see, like, once I start typing up my variable name, it says RStudio dot version and RStudio underscore version. RStudio underscore version is the uh, variable which I have created right now. So I'll click on RStudio version and hit Control Enter in order to execute the line. If at all I want to again check for RStudio version, here I type in RStudio, and within the tools of RStudio we have something called RStudio.version. I'm selecting this right now, and if at all I execute this particular cell, here it gives me a bunch of information. Here it says citation, uh, BibTeX latex version, mode desktop, version 2015.9.4.1, long version, so and so. Release name is cucumber leaf sunflower. So this is all some information about RStudio, like whatever we have installed in the previous class. Hopefully in this particular session you have completed your installation of RStudio and tried to create a new file or a new R script and basically execute how to create a variable and check the value of the variable. That's it from my end. Have a great day.